Under the Social Security Board Act, the second schedule, it says clearly at point 1, the board shall be appointed by the minister from among persons of integrity and high standing and shall consist of 2 persons nominated by the National Trade Union Congress of Belize. So the minister doesn't have a discretion whether they accept the person or not. When we nominate those members, the minister should appoint. So, as a member of NTUCB, CWU's General Secretary, Mr. Floyd Neal, sits as one of the delegates, and he got, through a democratic process, elected to be one of the representatives on the Social Security Board. Social Security was informed via the Prime Minister's office clearly, because the letter is sent to the Prime Minister, because it's he who then does the appointment under the Act, and then he just sends a letter of appointment. What happened is clearly before the formalities could go through, someone creating mischief approached Social Security Board and things got out of control. Let me say clearly, while Mr. Neal is from the Christian Workers Union, it is the National Trade Union Congress that does the nomination. It is the National Trade Union Congress that is being disrespected. And I can assure you, the National Trade Union Congress will deal with the matter directly. They have an upcoming annual general meeting at which we'll have election of new officers, but this is one of the issues on the agenda. From CWU's perspective, we respond only to the issue of conflict of interest, which I find rather interesting, because it seems as though they're talking about conflict of interest but do not recognize what it really means. What they're suggesting is that the mere appointment of an NTUCB member who happens to be affiliated with CWU, his mere presence on the board is an all-time conflict of interest, and that is not so. Conflict of interest is where you are in a position where you are able to influence a situation for your own benefit. In this case, Mr. Neal has no benefit to influence him for himself. But if they believe that Mr. Neal will influence for the benefit of the employees, when the issue of the employees come out, that's when Mr. Neal would recuse himself from that decision and it would be dealt with. To say that then is the reason why they don't want the appointment would mean then that many people that are on that board right now can't sit on that board. Because you never know when a conflict of interest will arise. If the lawfully appointed person steps in the room and there's an item which puts him in a conflict of interest, he just steps out. And the other issues he can discuss. So I think it's a lame excuse. It's an indication that they clearly want to box out a legitimate, lawfully, democratically nominated member of